Y'all now tune in to Road to Soulace. Make sure y'all stay tuned and follow all the platforms, Road to Soulace. Like I said, myself, Visionary. We got my good man right here, Deshaun. We got Chandler. We got Kyra out there.
Coco.
Okay, excuse me.
Coco.
Coco.
If you know what I've been through, then you say I'm amazing. If you search my DNA, then I bet you see greatness. Man, this life had a curse to me, but I fought through adversity, and I weathered the storm, and I walked through the rain. Man, I'm fresh like the mud, I'm not ashamed of the stains. Man, I took this.
So I'll go first. I feel like closure ultimately is just I feel like first and foremost it's about acceptance. At the end of the day, I feel like accountability is a big part in closure. It's something that at the end of the day, whether you're wrong or whether you're right in that situation, you have to own up to it. I feel like in life you should learn from times where times were hard, and you should learn from times that you won. So I feel like ultimately, just to answer the question, I feel like accountability is a big part in closure, and just making sure that you communicate that to your partner. So I feel like closure, just depending on the person, I feel like it's important.
Do we end on good or bad terms?
Shit, it don't matter to me. I don't really think so. Like, if we done, we done. I ain't following you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you.
I agree. I feel like closure is BS, and once you're done, we're done. I have nothing to say to you, and you have nothing to say to me. Thank you.
For me, I don't think it's necessary, but
Of course.
it speeds. Here he goes. I don't think closure speeds up my healing process for me, because if I don't have closure, I have to give myself closure, and that's just another step in my healing process.
So what did you say that wasn't necessary?
I mean, I don't think closure is necessary for me. I can have it with or without, but I mean, it does speed up
Have
the
what?
process. Closure.
I think you're confusing closure with healing. And
No. What I'm saying is, getting closure speeds up my healing process.
Getting closure speeds up your healing process.
It does, because I can now understand what I did wrong in the relationship, how you felt in the relationship, why do you think we're here, why the relationship didn't work out.
Oh, sorry.
And I can take
Sorry, touching mic,
accountability
brother.
for what I did.
No, go ahead.
I go. I think it depends. I think I'm gonna play the dark side real quick. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to try to say.
I like that.
A lot of people like to try to say they closed on people, but really they really not, because this person really gave you an experience that you ain't never got before. So it's basically hard to try to get rid of that. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us tend to be like, oh, okay, I'm done with that. But are you really though?
I feel like closure is not necessary if you don't care about burning the bridge. Like, if you gonna burn that bridge, then it's like, okay. But if you want to end off good terms,
Why we gotta keep the bridge though if it's ended?
I mean, maybe how they say intangible.
Why you gotta keep that entanglement though? It's done.
I do think healing, though, like making sure you get yourself together for the next person so you don't bleed on the next person is something.
I mean, what
that
is
you
closure
need.
though? I think closure is different for everybody.
Can I go?
You can go.
You said what you did wrong in a relationship, right?
I'm sorry.
You said what you did wrong in a relationship?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna make up this point. You can agree to this. You can agree or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
This chair that we are sitting in, right? It came with instructions. This table, it came with instructions. One
Okay.
thing that don't come with instructions, I feel like in life, is a relationship.
And that's fact.
You got to go through it and understand it.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out, right? Cool. My next step is Oh, you want to say something?
No, but what was your point with that? Where was you going?
Where was I going?
Uh-huh.
You got to figure it out. You saying you did something wrong, like
No, I'm
that's
talking
gonna come
about.
with being in a relationship.
No. I mean, like, if you hurt my feelings, I can tell you how you hurt my feelings, whether you sitting here trying to figure out, oh, how did I hurt her feelings? You get what I'm saying? Like, I can directly tell you how you hurt my feelings.
What's your closure?
closure for me is once we say we're done, we don't have to speak anymore. I mean, I feel like as a woman, not even as a woman, as myself, I feel like in a relationship or if I'm with anyone, I'm gonna always be vocal about how I feel or how I feel like the relationship is going. So I feel like during that time, I'm expressing myself, telling you how I feel. When it gets to the end of it, I have nothing else to say.
Like,
So what does closure look like to you? Like,
I mean, I don't really want to make this personal. You get what
but
I'm
that's
saying?
the
Like,
question though. What does it look like to you though? Like, with all that, what does it look like to you for in the situation
okay,
that you,
so me personally, I mean, I study human nature.
Okay.
So this is my thing. Like, if you follow me on social media, I legit study humans. So for me, I'm not too emotionally attached to women like that. You get what I'm saying? I went through big discipline for me to not be attached to women like that. I know that a lot of women tend to try to use their vagina as power. You have no power over me, so you will never have that much over me. Whether you combat me or not, I'll allow you to believe you have that. So for closure, for me, is one of those things where I'll allow you to have the upper hand. I'll play Joker. I'll play Bane. I'll play the bad guy because I know the truth. So for me, it's one of those things where you got it.
You just gonna let them do what
You
they
got
want.
it.
That's closure
listen,
for you, because
I-
that
Scorpio
lets you
energy.
know what you.
I'll give you the rope to hang yourself.
Go ahead.
So, as a woman, I don't know if men do this because I've never been a man before, but I have this tendency to kind of make things up in my head.
Yeah, we see.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna let you go.
And I
It takes
feel
a woman
as
to
if-
admit that.
And I feel as if there is not a conversation that is had as to why things went left or why things ended or why we just kind of weren't on the same page anymore, I think that over time, because of course, like when you're healing, like there are highs, there are lows, there are times where like you're like heartbroken because you're like that's something that you really wanted, and it's like you'll replay things in your mind to try to figure, and it's like I don't want to have to constantly try to
Over
figure
and
out what
over.
happened by myself.
Yeah.
Which is why I think that closure is necessary. I want us to be able to have a healthy conversation so that I can walk away. I think closure is necessary.
So you always right. That's what. you
No,
feel like you
never
always
that.
right.
If
Okay.
I'm telling you I'm expressing how I feel throughout the relationship and things are not going right and I'm continuously giving and saying things and it's not working out, I have nothing more to say.
How do you determine?
Because he heard me the first
How do
30
you,
times.
How do you,
And I'll tell you within the
You just
process,
gonna weed
listen,
yourself out.
no, for me,
Close yourself
closure comes down to communication. If I'm telling you what you're doing wrong within that process, the more you do wrong, the more I take me personally away from you. So by the time we get to the end, I've already been gone. But I'll tell you, because I'm honest. Listen, I don't really like being here. I don't really want to be here. But however, the dark side of me, still fuck you.
but then what happens if a man like on some toxic something like trying to come knock them drawers down type shit? You know
I mean, that's gotta be on if you're strong enough to do that. I mean, personally now in my life, I wouldn't want to be in a place where I feel like I showed you I wanted to be with you, and then now we're not gonna be together, but you think you're gonna still have access to me? No.
Let's look at reality though. But
what if-
we gotta be realistic. Like
That's
come
being
on.
realistic. I've had times where I could tell you right now, it's one guy right now I could tell you like I really like him a lot, and will I want to keep like if we were in like things right now, would I keep like trying? Not I want to say keep trying, but would I keep like pursuing him kind of like or keep sleeping with him? Yes, because it's fresh.
But I'm going back to you said that's something that you wanted, right? If you're in a relationship, right, with someone,
It's not just about me.
I'm just saying. But if two people are in a relationship, the will of them wanting to be together should be greater than any type of like disagreement, any argument, any problem that they face. You get what I'm saying? Like the will of them being together should be greater than any of that. You get
What
what
does
I'm saying?
that have to do with getting closure, though?
You.
I'm asking.
Answer the question.
What does that have to do with getting closure?
But I'm saying
will of
you
y'all
wouldn't
wanting to be
you wouldn't
together.
need closure if you trying to figure it out.
No,
But the thing about it is, it's not about like us wanting to be together, because at this point, there are certain situations where you guys just can't be together. Like you can't be together without arguing. You can't be together without being disgusted with one another. Like it's not just about like the will of wanting to be together. Cause y'all, I had people I wish I could. Excuse me.
Go ahead. No,
Go ahead. Tell the truth. Tell the
straight
truth
up,
and
be
shame
straight
the
up.
devil. Tell it. Tell it. Testify.
Like I can honestly admit as a man, just because I feel something don't mean it's always right.
I mean, it all goes with accountability. I don't know what is being right and wrong do with being with closure. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
We talking about closure, not right or wrong. So it's not blaming someone. If you say that you don't want to be with me anymore, okay, we have nothing else to say. We don't need to kick it. We don't got to chill. We done. I mean, you said all you had to say, and I said all I had to say. And it never got to be bad blood. I could see you out in the party. Hey, what up? Keep it pushing.
If you're gonna give me that, I'm gonna take that. You feel me? I'm gonna give you the best experience that you ever had in your life. However, you'll never have me emotionally because you, at the end of the day, have to get to this point, to the point where I trust you enough to be able to say, you know, I fuck with that. And if I trust you enough to be able to say I fuck with that, that means I was communicating with you throughout the entire time of this process. Mm-hmm. So that lets you know I was telling you what you was doing wrong. If you chose not to listen,
you were still cool enough to give me your body though.
What you mean? That's natural.
Cool enough to give me
No.
your body though, but
a man's body and a man's body is different from a woman's body. The most valuable thing as a woman that you can give me. Hold on.
It's a body. It's a body. No. We got reproductive organs to what? Reproductive organs to what?
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yes.
100%.
The uses.
I agree with you.
I don't know.
I agree
Anatomy and physiology, it's differences, but at the end of the day, what we here for, what we cope, it's the same.
So what if the timing, like, say he couldn't go to you at that moment, you like, I'm done. But he come back like, look, you know, he expressing his feelings real clear to you. Mm-hmm. And he basically coming to you with the closure, like.
Mm-hmm. So if he expresses to me real clear and coming to me with the closure, what more are we saying? Like, do he want to be with me now?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends on where I'm at in my life. I feel like I would never, like, step back and go back into that place where I was. I'm going to always remember, like, how you probably made me feel. So,
I think we fall
what if I'm in a new situation, too? Like, I feel like guys always try to come when they know you chilling and really, I'm not trying to cuss, or really messing with another person, and they try to come and mess with your happiness. Leave me alone.
No, we ain't gonna just make
Leave
guys
me alone.
we ain't gonna make men as the antagonist though. Like, I ain't gonna sit up here and say,
I'm not even gonna say the men. I mean, I feel like some women can be very, like, forcing themselves on a man, but me personally, I'm never gonna force myself to be in anyone's life. If someone makes something clear to me, I want you to stand on what you said.
There are relationships that I didn't necessarily want to walk away from, but I had to because it just wasn't working.
Oh, it was toxic.
And at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that it was toxic, but at the end of the day, in us walking away from each other, sometimes that conversation needed to be had so that we could be so. Even if that person didn't need it, if you love me, I would hope that you would have the decency enough to give me that conversation so that I could walk away as well.
So did y'all have that conversation?
I've had
that conversation.
So now you said, have you had that conversation?
Yes.
With the person that you broke up with?
Yes.
I was a little shaking that. Yes.
So is that growth? Did you grow from that conversation?
So what?
Yes, I grew from that conversation.
Did you grow from that conversation?
Yes, I did.
In your next relationship, did you do the same thing?
Yes, that's exactly why you need closure to
but hold on, that's
know what you did wrong.
We kind of messed up on. Hold on, we messed up on that.
Right.
So what does closure look like for you?
So for me, closure.
I'm glad you brought that back.
I feel like closure I think it's kind of like, I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but it's kind of like you said, it really is dependent upon a person. Like, there can be closure where I can communicate with someone and let them know, like, or I can try to seek, some type of middle ground, like what happened, this is how I'm feeling, whatever it is, like we can close it up that way. Or I can find closure within myself where I can take accountability for how I played a role in this relationship and understand and come to my own understanding of where it went wrong, because I know maybe bringing it to you is not really going to close anything up, but just bring up all of the things that I have not yet healed.
I agree.
So sometimes closure has nothing to do with the other person. It has to do with myself, and that's when I got to internally look and take accountability. Like, where did I feel like closure first comes from within, and then you can decipher and use your intuition to decide whether you need to communicate to that someone or you need to just go about your life and let that be what it is. Like,
The first question was, what does closure look like? Y'all never answered that.
Closure looks like you sitting in front of the person, your significant other, your ex-lover, whatever, and you're putting everything out on the table. How you felt during the relationship, why do you feel that you ended up here, you know, maybe what things hurt your feelings or things that you just didn't have the energy at the time to tell that other person that hurt your feelings or that made you mad or whatever the case may be.
So now you're
It's
talking about
not
the 60-30 rule?
Thank
Are
you. What does closure look like?
60-40.
What does your closure look like?
I mean,
Since we're coming from a personal standpoint.
I feel like my closure looks like we're okay with no longer being with each other. And it's not like we don't have to be friends, but at least understanding what took place and why we are where we are, and us being okay to walk away from each other.
So y'all put boundaries on each other after y'all stop
For sure.
talking.
There have to be boundaries.
So
I
do
didn't put
y'all,
boundaries.
huh?
No, it just kind of was just like, okay, we'll be friends, and that'll just be it. There wasn't any boundaries.
Respect. We'll resurface that later.
So I can answer that one. For me, it's a mixture of both. Like my girls, like some go out, but there's a cute guy around. Like, oh, okay, like what's up with him? But I mean, it varies. But mostly, like, where I'm at now in my life, is spend time with my girls. Not really looking for a man, because if I look, he could be looking for me. So
I think, personally, me, I go out to enjoy myself. It's never with the intention to go out and find somebody. I'm literally genuinely going out to have a good time. I don't want to go off topic, but why do people think that women go out looking for men?
Y'all got
I
that.
go out to look for men. I'll be honest.
coming from a
You know what?
woman,
I
I
hate
never
when
trust another girl I go out
Can
with.
you please stop cutting me off? I hate when women are like, we do this for women. You know, I know that there are women like that, but I hate when women are like we get cute for women, we put on makeup for women, we get our hair done for women. At the end of the day, I felt like if I was doing it for myself, I would be in the natural all the time. When I get dolled up, we do this for men. Like, we do this for other women. Like, we do it for the appeal of other people. So when I go out, cause y'all, if I was content, if I had a man at home, I would never go out. Y'all don't agree with me? It don't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So yes, me and my friends do. That's all I have to say.
Honestly, I mean, I go out to have a good time with my friends, because 9 times out of 10, I already know who I'm going to sleep with at the end of the night. So no, I'm not going to look for nobody else. Yeah. But hey, if somebody wants my Instagram or my number, that's fine. But I already know who I'm probably going to talk to or call or FaceTime. That's already programming a woman's mind, I feel.
it is.
I mean, for me.
No, I'm gonna counteract that and just say, I feel like it's just that whoever that individual is, like that individual could work all the time and just want to go out and just enjoy themselves, and then there are those that says, you know what, I'm going out because I want to catch me a, whoever, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I feel like it's all in the individual, honestly. Yeah.
I'm in this season where I want to be around female energy, female positivity. So I literally get dolled up to show myself I still got it and I'm that girl. So I don't go out to, I'm outside. Niggas is looking at me. That's not what I do it for. Yes, I agree with Chan. I do it for the,
When
to
you're
please other
single,
people.
you do that.
Yeah.
Are
that's
you
just
single?
automatic. I am.
You said all that and then ended up saying, oh, I do it to please people. I doll myself up for me, and then I brush my teeth for me, but then I go out to please people.
I don't know if we can.
I kind of, yeah, cause we, as men, we go off the go towards y'all, so it's like y'all got that power to do that. You know what I mean? Y'all can be like, yeah, I'm going with the girls, but on the other hand, the guys like, hey, we might be chilling with the guys, but they be like, hey, you see that? Yeah. You know what I mean? But
I don't know. I feel like it's more like hunting for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As men, like, I'm not gonna sit around and say like it don't be times where I don't go out on some. If I'm not with somebody. If I'm with my guys and I'm sitting like somebody come up and cross my eye, of course I'm gonna be on some damn like who that is. But it just depends on what type of time. And I do agree. I think guys do the same thing. But like we can determine like if this ain't falling through, we got some lined up already. So I can agree with that.
I set my intentions before I get ready. I'm trying to pick up some shorties. If I'm trying to go chill with my girls, and that's what it is. However, regardless, I am still going out to ultimately have a good time. Like, that's why you went out. That was the case, you could have stayed in the house.
Right.
You know?
Y'all do really enjoy
But I mean, the girls are the same way. Don't think that we just going out like and looking at our girls. Please, we look at our girls like, y'all see them niggas in no booth over there? They got money.
So she want the roses.
Oh man, the
Soft
gifts
girl era.
and all that. Oh man.
All right, I want to piggyback off of the comment you just made. You say you ready for whatever. You go and you set your intentions as you going out, right? So say you going out and the intentions is to be with your friends and have a good time. But say you see somebody that you find attractive. You know what I'm saying? Is that where you shoot your shot? Even if you may be dealing with somebody, but it's all fun.
What you mean?
Like
What's dealing with somebody?
Like I've always wondered that. Like that's a good question, Charlie. And big shout out to Road to Soulace, man. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like females go out and based off of what they friends is on, that kind of subjectifies you to be on the same thing.
Yeah.
Because if
Peer
they picking
pressure.
up dudes
Yeah.
and it's for y'all and it's for dudes, he gonna press
It's
you.
only right, yeah.
That's possible.
It's possible, but with you saying that, you're making it seem like nobody's being individual. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have 29 line sisters. We all go out. If 14 of them want to go pick up a nigga, that don't mean the other half gonna do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do you go have a good time. But me, I'm going home. You know what I'm saying?
I like
and if
that.
I'm on that type of time with somebody, then I'm going home with you. You come home with me. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Right.
tough.
So I'll say it like that.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's the thing. We be honest. We
I'm
go
being-
out.
I'm
we
being
look good.
honest.
The way
Yeah.
y'all look now.
I look good for
maybe
other
not me,
people.
but I just got off of work. Just want to put that disclosure in there. But
He's a working man, ladies. He got a job.
We know that first
there's-
impressions are everything. I'm
Yeah, but
not.
there's
I'm going
people-
somewhere because
but
I know
I-
that people are going to be there. I'm going to look good because I know that.
Well, I look at it as in a relationship stance. If you're in a relationship, like you're going out with your girls.
You're
and
in a
stuff.
relationship.
Exactly. At the end of the day, I'm looking good for me and also to appeal for people. Okay, I may get a cougar this day, 65-year-old making bank. My girl might be like, cash her, let's do it. We're gonna steal her money.
Not
Simple.
cash her.
Like that's the communication that we have. However, I know when it comes to a disrespect stance, when she's like, "Oh my gosh, how you doing? Wow, you're so beautiful. The glasses so big." So then, when that happens, I'm be like, "I got a girl. Please move. This shouldn't be any touchy. You can buy
Right.
drinks. We can get drunk. We have a good time." And at the end of the day, I'm with my boys as well. So I'm not trying to give off this. When we're single, we're trying to give off. Oh yeah, I got the ladies
Right.
for sure. That's when we're single. But when we're in a relationship, okay, I got ladies. That's cool. But I got my girl at the house for sure.
Right.
I don't need nobody
Wait,
outside.
so you're in a relationship, right? And you still get drunk with your boys and stuff at the club or whatever, the bars? I'm not with that. Like,
What you
why?
mean?
Are you
Why?
getting drunk?
Why?
No, because
Why?
first of all, I need
You
to
just
know
said you
your
hang with
homeboys.
your girls.
I'm single.
Okay, in your relationship, you're gonna be home the whole time?
No,
This is
I'm
crazy.
gonna go
This
out
is
with my friends. Why do you
outrageous,
have to
man.
get
This is-
blackout drunk?
No.
disgrace.
Whoa, ain't nobody saying
Oh, okay,
disgrace.
okay.
Can you get this on the
well,
mic?
like-
This is a
But you gonna go with your
disgrace.
girls and have a couple mimosas. And you gonna throw that ass.
And wanna go to
and then you gonna
brunch.
come back
Y'all
and be
gonna
like,
twerk.
"Daddy, I'm home.
Y'all
Let's
gonna
get
sing
it together."
R-E-E, fuck nigga free, even though you in a relationship. You gonna
What
sing
you say?
that song.
Gorilla.
You gonna sing that song regardless.
He got 99 problems.
Yeah, when he got none of none.
That's
But the
cigarettes.
biggest one is me.
You know them
But
words.
the thing is, of course. But listen, my thing is this though. When you go out with your guys, me as a man, if I go out with my guys and I'm in a relationship, I'm just not representing myself. I'm representing my woman too.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So I gotta carry myself like that. So of course I'm
I
gonna
agree.
look good. I'm gonna look good for another
I
girl. Be
agree.
like, oh yes, oh my God, he's fine. But yeah, I'm fine, but I belong to this though. You get what I'm saying?
Because if
Yes.
the table
So if I
turns,
get
you
drunk
want
with
your
my
lady
guys,
or man to do the
if
same.
I get drunk with my guys, that's fine. I'm gonna get drunk with my guys. I'm gonna go home.
Or they're gonna carry me home.
Yeah, they're gonna carry me home.
It's my birthday. I'm gonna go out with my guys.
So
I'm gonna get drunk.
that might be something you might need to work on, sweetheart.
Oh,
Because
no.
you don't want your man to get drunk
That's
with his guy.
okay.
As long as
Wait,
he's
wait,
drinking,
wait.
he's
Hold
gonna
up.
get
You
drunk.
just said you resemble, like, you are a reflection of your girl. My man, I'm not gonna get like too drunk with my girlfriend. Like,
You say
I'm
that
not.
now, and you say that now until they tell you to ride the boat.
You shouldn't have said that. Hold on. At the end of the day, y'all are two different people.
When she get to ride that
Yeah.
boat, she
The
gonna get
relationship is when that conjoins. Now, when it comes to the outside of y'all, when y'all outside the house, outside the bedroom, that's when it comes into play. That's when you're tested. Like, okay, this dude finna look at me. Do I look back at him?
I like
do
this guy
stare
right
back
here.
at
He
him?
knows something.
Or do I get a glance? When I see a girl with a butt, my girl be like, look at her butt. I'm like,
That's why
what
I love
girl?
her.
But I know for a fact, I saw the girl butt already. But at the end of the day, you gotta have that type of communication, that type of boundary with that relationship. You can't be like, oh, you looked at that girl butt for 2.7 seconds. I didn't like that. Let's bring it down to 2.3. Like, no, you can't be doing that.
Oh, you got it?
I got
Hit
it.
the buzzer.
Think of your ass in the bottom class you shouldn't date.
But what's bottom class to you?
If your ass can't afford a Happy Meal, if you can't get a 4 for 4.
Well, that's different. I mean, don't even speak on that level.
No,
But you
come
shouldn't
on.
be dating at all if you can't get a happy.
Right, that's what I'm
That
saying.
is
So
unacceptable.
we always say the same thing. If you can't afford if you can't take care of yourself, you shouldn't be trying to date nobody. You shouldn't be trying to do nothing. You be trying to get a
I won't
bag.
consider that low class though. No.
So I would say I feel that the effects of classism affect our relationship today in a way that people have these expectations as what they expect someone is supposed to either provide for them or what someone can give them or what's expected in a relationship. I feel like I feel like Instagram, social media has definitely played a role in what we feel is high class, middle class, low class. So I definitely feel like social media plays a big role in what, that kind of ties into the classism and the relationships and kind of changing that dynamics. Which I think.
Me personally, I think classism definitely affects. I think that it can be difficult for different people of different financial classes or statuses to date each other and have like a healthy relationship because there's always going to be some sort of conflict. However, if you really want it to work, you will make it work and you'll find a compromise between the both of you to where things will work for you to have a healthy relationship.
All right, so when it comes to classism, I think that social media really plays a part in that because we try to compare ourselves to other relationships that are way above our pace. And then people try to jump into relationships that, one, their parents didn't have, let alone were they exposed to. And then we try to compare that to, like I said, a pace that we can't even run at right now. The race that we jumped into, we weren't even qualified for. So when you try to put classism into your relationship, one thing, it's a known fact, it's a known study, that people get into relationships based off their income. It's a known fact.
There's also a known fact.
Let me finish. Let
him finish. He gonna get you.
As I was saying, people come off based off what they bring to the table. It's called the exchange theory. What you bring to the table is what's gonna bring them into the relationship with you.
Smoke there,
Y'all
brother.
could talk for 2 weeks,
some smoke
but
there,
if they
brother.
take you out,
That's some smoke.
they bring you flowers, they bring you food into work, and everyone's like, oh my God, such a gentleman, such a lady, oh my gosh, you need to marry them. You're gonna feed off that feedback. But at the end of the day, no one's there behind the scenes when you get off of work, when you go back home to that person. So that person could be going through a whole mental crisis, life crisis, their family could be going through something, but you gotta be willing to stick with them at the end of the day, because they could depend on their family for money, they could depend on their friends for money, hell, they could depend on you for money. But at the end of the day, this is what you signed up for, and this is what if you want this to go for the long run, you gotta be willing to grow with that person. Sometimes it's gonna be low, sometimes it's gonna be real high. You might be at Carowinds on the highest roller coaster ever.
I love it.
At the end of the day, that roller coaster gotta come down.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, what did I just say?
Well, you preaching in here, do you?
Okay, so
Yeah. I feel like it go back to like royal times. Like if you wealthy, you not gonna get nobody low because y'all principles, y'all morals, and everything is different. Y'all move differently. So I mean, you get the opposite attracts each other, but you was raised and taught not to go get nobody up under you. I mean that's really how it really is now, because it depends on your goals. Like I said, the principles, your goals.
Yeah.
If you're trying to build, you gonna have somebody on your level or beyond your level. That's how I look at it.
Going back to you saying stuff on income, I'm a corporate girly. I'm salary based.
Indeed.
I have great insurance.
I can tell I like that sweater.
Going I'm moving on my own. I need my man to have the exact same thing.
But hold
the
on.
exact same thing.
What if you meet a man?
Stop cutting people off.
What if you?
Go ahead.
What if you meet a man that's not on the same level as you yet,
Okay.
but he's working towards it? Are you willing to build with that?
Are we waiting on men to do that?
No, I've
we're
waited.
not. We're not.
I've
Okay,
waited.
all right,
I'm not,
all right.
I'm
You'll
at
never
the
find.
age,
You'll
I don't want to
You'll
wait
never find your
anymore.
husband. You'll never find your
Okay,
husband.
so what's
You'll
wrong
never find
with
your husband.
What's wrong with patience?
So for me, I think that classism is like a gender role kind of. So with females, we don't mind dating in a higher classism, but men, they tend that are in the upper class, they tend to date lower because they can have more control over the woman or mend her. But women, I don't really think there's like a classism besides like holding standards for yourself. Like you're not going for no broke guy,
Right.
obviously.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, gender plays a big role in classism.
I think for me personally, well, I'm gonna stop saying personally, but I know like I wouldn't date somebody that's like a drug dealer or anything of that sort, or that's like a known like person that's getting money without a job, because I know how like my aunt and my uncle are. Like if I bring y'all to see my aunt and my uncle, what job are y'all gonna tell them that y'all have? So that's what I think that y'all look at, like, can you date them? Like, like, and not even saying that being a drug dealer is bad, but I'm saying, I feel like when you speak of classism, it's certain things of that. Like, what are you doing in your life? Like, can I bring them on my family? Can I bring them on my friends? If I have kids, can I bring them on my kids? I don't got no kids. But, you know, throwing that out there.
Like, well, where I'm at, like, on car, on place, like, I'm able to handle everything on my own. So if he's not able to do that, then I'm not going to want to.
It's kind of like nobody got time to take
But
care of anybody.
is
Like,
that-
it's kind of like we're not on the
is
kind of
that-
the same level to kind of elevate ourselves. It's no need for me to.
Is that classism though?
No, because I've had patience for men in the past, and it's gotten me nowhere.
That's the past.
That's the past.
That doesn't mean that's.
That goes back to what?
This life is literally
I get what
about
you're
passion.
getting
That's,
at.
okay, I understand that. I do understand that. But
Yeah.
however, if you follow my page
Okay.
at your boy Jarv, I do Sensitive Sundays and I do Affirmation Mondays. And one of the Affirmation Mondays that I did was, you can fall in love again. It doesn't mean that the person that you're finna talk to is the same person that you lost.
Yeah, and that's
However, I said lost. A lot of people think that they lost something, that means they gotta gain it back. So when you're looking for something that you lost, you're looking for it again. So what the problem is maybe is that you haven't found yourself because you're looking for the past.
Would you like to go first, sir?
You go ahead, man.
Okay, so first of all, you just contradicted yourself by saying that women
Here we go.
tend to date. They only date up while upper class men date down. I think that's the biggest issue when it comes to classism. First of all, classism. Let's specify this. The middle class is the slave class because they get underestimated the most. The average man in America, specifically black, only makes $47,000 to $45,000 a year. According to women today, that's not enough. But that's the average man. The top 10% man makes $100,000 a year. Every woman wants that man. That's the 20% man. 20% man have access to all of these women, so the standard for him specifically is a lot higher. What do you bring him when he has all of these options? Whereas in the middle class guy who makes average money is being belittled. The blue class workers, shout out to the blue class workers, the plumbers, the construction workers, you get what I'm saying? The people who make the world go round don't have that many options because those men are getting looked down upon because they're not making enough. According to what you said, social media, a lot of people like to try to promote what they want, keeping up with the Joneses when it comes to classism. However, the average person in America, including celebrities, which are slaves, you feel me? So they are basically living above their means when really their income is way lower. Motherfuckers don't even know about credit. But then next thing you know, when it comes to going out, keeping up with the Joneses, going on those expensive dates, going out, taking those trips, you get what I'm saying? Broke people make more trips than you think. These cruises, these motherfuckers be going out here on, these vacations, half of them behind closed doors is broke.
Because I feel
Yes,
like
that's classism.
I
You
feel
talking about low class?
No.
Get a Happy
All right,
Meal.
so then all right. I said a Happy Meal. If you can't afford this, that's low. You bottom. If you in the middle class, I think you can afford to partner up. You know what I'm saying?
But we just said you have your own. I have my own car. I have my own apartment. I graduated school. I have a great job, a great salary job, great benefits.
Right.
So I wouldn't want to date somebody that isn't kind of on that level or working towards that. That's what we're saying. That's classism. So me, that's like you saying, I'm gonna go date this freshman that just started out college.
But he's
No.
working. You said somebody working towards even somebody.
Freshman in
low
college,
class.
and I got all that. No,
But we ain't talking. We ain't talking
But what if he
about
got
general.
value?
Like in
he's
general,
not working
though.
towards it that much.
Well, what if he got value? Because now the times has changed. You got guys signing NLI deals that's getting NLI deals that's getting $2 million, $4 million, $5 million, and they freshmen. That's coming out of high school.
I'm not, but my thing is,
You know
I'm
what I
not
mean.
a gold digger though. I make my own money.
Whatever.
I'm not in it for the
Either
money.
way, he got-
I'm
he
not
got-
anything. I'm not in anything for in the money for the money. I'm a very genuine person. So if I want to pursue something with you, relationship wise, I'm not looking for your money. I have my own.
Instead, hold on. You looking for the past.
Get 'em.
You're not even focused on the present, let alone the future. Because at the end of the day, you're looking for your wants, not your needs.
No.
Hold on, let me finish. Because at the end of the day, I'm playing. Go ahead.
So I don't look in the past. Whatever I want moving forward is because I've analyzed what I need in the season I'm in right now.
But what made you analyze it?
My last relationship,
The
because you have to
past.
grow. You have to grow
Yes,
from your
that's,
past.
that's the human in us, though. We are going to put up those boards. We're going to put up those walls of what we've been exposed to.
No, I'm not putting up any boards or walls.
putting up boundaries.
You
put
said
up
you're going to
boundaries.
analyze.
I analyze what I did and how I can change moving
You didn't
forward.
say that, though. You said you're going to analyze what I'm going into.
And no, I meant analyze like the past, like what I did or how
You
I
gonna
was
analyze the
in
what?
that. What I did and how I can be better in the future. I like to be strategic with my future steps.
Understandable.
So I can get to my goal. I can be the person I want to be spiritually and mentally.
I agree with that. I think it's a willingness of both parties. And I think, I'm not trying to hurt nobody's toes when I say this. I think.
Get into it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
He a munch, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think men's feelings get hurt easily when they see that their woman is the breadwinner in a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
You
that's
feel
where
like we feel intimidated
you
because
feel
y'all the
intimidated
breadwinner?
by either if I have, don't matter how many degrees I got behind my name, what's my salary, you're always gonna feel not inferior, but you're gonna feel like below me, and it shouldn't be like that. That's where the issue's gonna come in. So I feel like classism is gonna be a problem, but it's gonna be a problem because most men they're not like open to women who are more, not powerful than them, but they're more established than them. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
They're
so
not
can I-
looking at it as I like you, you like me.
Yeah.
Whoever you with, they're gonna make you want to be better for yourself.
There you go.
You would hope so.
You would hope so. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be with anybody who's like low key. What is the word I'm looking for?
Insecure.
Insecure and jealous about where I am in my life, because at the end of the day, we're in this together.
So then I guess that's the question is like, what even is, when it's like, we got to be realistic when it comes to like, I don't know, putting into perspective, what class are you in? What class am I in? Me, I would say, I guess I'm lower class. I don't know. The way my life feeling right now, I would say I'm lower class. 'Cause I ain't making enough. Okay,
I mean,
so
I-
does that mean that I do like? I mean, I guess thinking like, if I put myself in this perspective,
Should I go for someone lower?
or should I
In the
aim for
same
some
class as me?
in the
I
same
think-
class as me, or should I go higher?
I think that you need to understand practical habits. Like if this individual has a purpose, you being a woman, if you're looking for a man who has a purpose and he consistently is working towards that purpose, and you can see his progress going from lower to middle to upper, and you see him accomplishing those goals, I think you might want to ride along that journey. However, you get what I'm saying? Most women tend to subscribe to each other's narrative, meaning men not shit. Who told you that? Women told you that. So men choose to stay around.
Life experience told me that.
But that's
y'all talking and not showing up for your words. Show me.
Respectfully,
Like,
I
these
agree.
things didn't
I
just
agree
come
with
out
that.
of the
I
air.
agree with
Sorry.
that. I agree with that. But I don't want to go too personal because then I have to ask you what type of caliber men you choosing.
Right, okay,
So at the end of the day, I don't
so
want to
then
go that
goes
far.
Back to the question: how does classism, how does the caliber of people that you're dating
There's a
affect
di-
relationships?
Correct.
It does.
So the classism
and not even the
don't
thing
matter
of
then.
needing, and not even the thing of needing someone.
so
But I definitely
classism
need a
don't
man
matter.
for things like take out my trash, get the gas, stuff like that.
So
Definitely need a man for
classism
things
don't
of
matter
that.
to you. You say you're not in it for the money.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm never in it for the.
So you're not in
So
it.
it don't
so
matter
class
about
don't
classism.
matter.
No, what?
You just look. Hey,
I mean, this is what you
just
said.
said.
This is
know
what you
I mean?
said.
Uh-huh.
So if
You
I'm
not-
dead ass broke and I try to approach you on some shit like
No, I'm not saying it like that. Y'all made it seem like the freshman in college that made $5 million. Okay, I'm just going after them. They got $5 million. They going somewhere. No, I'm saying you need to be going somewhere in life. Like I am. I'm not gonna be with someone that's clearly like sitting around all day, not doing nothing, no drive, no motivation, no nothing.
There's a difference between how lower class move, how middle class move, and how upper class move. If you choose not to do your homework and you continue to subscribe to lower and middle and you want to be upper, that's your fault.
Right.
That's nobody else's fault. Upper class people move a specific way. Upper class men want a certain woman. Period, point blank. I don't care how you try to argue that. If you choose to argue that, then at the end of the day, this is why they are the 10, 5, and 1 versus the rest. The 15 in the
Have you
rest.
experienced that though? That upper class men want a certain type of woman? You think upper class men want an upper class woman?
No, upper class men don't care about a woman's income.
Okay.
Upper class men provide everything. That's the difference between. See, this is where this so-called manosphere get lost, where women get lost into these guys who talk about this manosphere shit. Half of them are single and they don't even have the income that they desire to have. They don't even know how the human nature of a woman works. At the end of the day, if you want to be a top tier man, you provide everything. That 50-50 shit is whack.
Why are we competing?
Why are we competing?
If anything, we should be helping each other, building each other, right?
So I would say classism is an issue because of men.
So I want to
Because of men.
I want to
Because
piggy.
of men, classism.
Men are the problem.
No, whoa.
First of all, every man is not the same. Every woman is not the same.
That's a fact.
Every man cannot handle a strong woman, and every woman cannot handle a strong man because you got the strong woman that wants someone to build and bend to their knees. Like, have you ever seen a strong woman with a dope boy that just sleep on the couch and don't do nothing, but every now and then he get his bread, baby, let me take you out. You feel me? Those are the women that like that upper. That they like having the upper hand. Like, boom, I can kick you out anytime I want. They won't say that.
Right.
But they like having the upper hand because they're a strong woman. There's nothing wrong with that. You're a strong woman, so you want to be dominant. You get what I'm saying?
So
Or
Just
that
like
dominant
that, man,
is?
vice,
or women, because
vice
can be
versa.
manipulative too. So that,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't even mean
Yeah,
you
it
being
is.
strong. That's you being manipulative.
No, it's
like,
not.
I know.
It can be manipulative, but what I'm saying is it could be vice versa. So it could be a guy that like a female that's on the ass. You feel me? So I can always feel like, shorty, I'm woo the woo. You feel me? But in reality, you just like being on top because you won't hang around them dudes that's making $100,000 a year. You feel me? So you feel me? You rather sit with your chick that might be not doing what it is or whatever because you feel superior. There are guys like that. There are women
that's an
like that as
insecurity
well.
thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
On both sides, it could be.
It is.
Yeah.
Both sides. Like,
Big shout out to
agree with
Beatbox. They got me lit. But go ahead.
no, I agree with that. I do.
So
That's
you
what
can
I'm
be
saying.
so you can be with somebody low class
Yes.
that's working towards
Because what's
something.
low class to you? Because people that you could be talking to could be low class and be very.
They can't provide. They can't provide.
You
for
can
this.
provide the
Yeah.
necessities, like what you need. That's what I mean.
But
That's
we
what I
just
was
said,
saying.
and what I just said is being on the same level as me.
I want to hear your point of view.
I mean, personally, I feel like classism just helps people define their true like values and where they at in their life. I feel like ultimately, just going back off of your point, I feel like a lot of times today, especially in society, a lot of women, for example, they have a certain like, I would say, point of view, or they have a certain perspective on what, toxic masculinity is, or they can name what they don't want in a man. But if we were to ask you guys, like, what do you want in a man, that list is kind of like short. You feel me? So my question is, like, what is a high value man to y'all? Like, what do y'all see as a man? What characteristics does a high value man supposed to have?
They don't
That's
know.
a good question.
They don't
Because like I feel like a lot of times we all know what, excuse my language, a fuck nigga is, but we
Facts.
don't know what a high
That's a
value
fact.
man is.
No, that's
So
real.
I feel like it's
That's
all
real.
about understanding where you at in the spectrum and understanding what you want to do.
Yeah.
So are we mixing high value men with their class? Because a high value man can be very much low class.
No,
That's true.
No,
He could
hell
just
no.
Well,
have
actually, no, that's not true.
I gotta get.
He can be working towards
I gotta give y'all
becoming higher
pushback.
class.
I gotta give y'all pushback. There has never been a high value man in lower class. Never.
Didn't they start somewhere?
You talking, but they weren't high value. To be high value is based off your accomplishments over years, and you have to be valuable to somebody else.
But who does that value? I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Because if you're basing your value off of your accomplishments, I don't know. That's a little.
So you telling me, if
shaky.
I'm not a man who can solve a problem, and you can come to me based off the problem that you have, and you say, hey, listen, Deshaun, I need this problem solved, and I solve that problem, I'm a valuable person to you, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. But however, if I choose to be at a lower class, I don't even know what the fuck I'm trying to solve my damn self.
But lower classes,
That's his
going back
financial
to your
situation.
statistics,
But financial,
most men,
as men, we go off of our accomplishments.
He already in that class, so me and him coming and having this conversation about
Income
being
is
high
a
value,
result.
it's like, what do you value, my nigga? Like,
No.
Where are
Income
your
is
values?
a result of your value, the service that you bring. Money is a result of what type of value you bring to the table. You can have all these type of inspirational ideas in your consciousness. If you can't prove that you can solve that problem, then you're never going to make that income. But until you prove that you can solve that problem, next thing you know, your reward or your ability to show off is based off your income. I got all, basically status.
So it is, you
But
do
you
go
just say
classism.
you just said you want you can be with somebody
I was
that's
just
working
making this-
towards. He not even on the same level, but he working.
Or
He working his way
But
up.
I won't want to be with a freshman though.
I get what you're
I'm
saying.
saying for age wise, so
All
I'm
right.
trying to go deeper than that.
To clear it up, I get what you're saying. Like you want somebody either they got to see eye to eye with you.
Yeah, or like,
not.
or that's that's
motivated.
that has a dream, that has a plan, because that's what it's about in life.
see what you're saying.
You're never gonna, your first thought or your first idea, you're never gonna go through with it. You always have to have a plan in life because your first plan A might not go through, so you might need to go to plan B.
So, yeah, I have to analyze myself. In every situation that goes wrong or even goes well, like, what did I do? What do I need to keep doing? What do I need to stop doing?
But do life always goes the way we plan?
Of
course not.
No.
So
The
how
only
can you-
person who can say what's going to happen next is God. And I
Okay,
can't tell
so
what
it's
he's
our
gonna
job
do.
to what? Just live it, right?
It is, but
I'm just saying. So you saying that you wouldn't accept a guy that's trying to grow, right?
That's not what she's.
No.
That's not what
Well,
she's
I
saying.
That's what she
wouldn't
said.
That's not what she
accept a
said.
guy that is not
Not
in
where
a
she
corporate
is.
space or
Okay.
a salary-based space. I have things that I just want in a man, and that's just my personal preference.
There's nothing wrong with
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that. No, it's not. But
So it's not about growth.
most women look for. God can't even please a woman, so I don't even try to please a woman anymore. I'm gonna be
You
honest
said
with
who
you.
can't?
God.
No,
he can't
yes,
even.
he can.
You think so? So God give you
Yes.
everything you ask for all the time.
Yes.
Every time you ask for it.
Can I add my
When
two
you
cents
ask
before
It
for
we
may
go?
not be the way I ask,
too
but he
late?
always provides. Yes.
I want to.
He gonna provide, of course,
I
but
would
he's
love
not
to
gonna
hear
give it to you the way that you asked for
Before I
it.
go,
I would love to hear
excuse me.
Chandler's.
I watch a lot of divorce court.
What patience?
I watch a lot of divorce court, and I've seen many episodes where there are women who make a lot more than their men in the relationship. There are a lot of relationships where the men make a lot more money than the women. I honestly believe, like, if you are not in love, class is going to ruin your relationship every single time. Because if I earn more than you, to a certain degree, I will feel as if I am taking care of you. That was my 2 cents. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
Period. So at the end of the day, when you hear all of these podcasts, because I'm on y'all head, I don't subscribe to neither one of y'all. If you want to be a top tier man, you need to find your purpose and strive to be an upper class man. That don't have shit to do with entertainment. Don't have shit to do with sports. People who make the real money is behind the camera. The people who make the money brings value to the marketplace. Meaning, I bring a skill to solve a problem. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to a high value, I don't even use that, an upper class man who brings in that type of money, he's solving a problem. If you're an entertainer, you're not solving a problem, you're entertaining, you the nigga. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to being a upper class man, there's a big difference. And I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about value.
I think for men, y'all's mental health, it's not like, y'all's mental health isn't really prioritized because y'all like to hide them and y'all like to really have this masculine energy that's not always needed all the time. And for women, I think we're meant to be vulnerable, and it's very prioritized with us. But for me, like, I like a guy who can tell me how he's feeling, like his mental health. That's one of my biggest things that I look for in a guy. But some girls don't really prioritize that, but I do.
You got something to say? Okay. So I agree to you to a certain extent. I do believe that it is toxic masculinity that does impede us on being our real selves when it comes to being in a relationship, let alone being real with ourselves. However, when it comes to a woman's standpoint of their mental stability, they kind of use it as a crutch. And sometimes it can be used as a victimization. And what I mean by that is saying like, oh, I went through this happened to me, so it's either you take me as I am, or there's nothing at all.
Do you think that men don't do the same thing?
Oh yeah, of course.
I was gonna say, I mentioned this before. A man will get his heart broken in like 5th grade, and it'll forever be. Women ain't
forever.
Women don't.
Yeah.
In our culture, and y'all see who we are that's on this podcast. Shout out to Road to Soulace right now. Y'all see who we are that's on this podcast. And we already know it's a known thing in our culture as black men. You know what I'm saying? Me and you party, we can agree to like, it's not a known thing for a black, and we all got trauma, but we're not gonna go and fix that trauma because we don't wanna be looked at as a problem that we already are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna start, oh, I got an issue with this and I'm gonna go.
I got 2 baby mamas.
That. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, we just see it as like, it's just not a thing that as black men, I'm speaking from a standpoint from black men, we not gonna be out here looking like because we gonna act like we got it all together. Meanwhile, if we go behind closed doors just by ourselves, you know what I'm saying, we just like, man, I'm just trying to keep it, you know what I'm saying, keep it together, like things ain't, you know, but we not gonna show that in front of you or whoever, you know what I'm saying?
Why?
So
in a situation, a man shouldn't be with a woman when he doesn't have anything, because I feel like a woman is the growth factor in a man. So I feel like at the end of the day, if a man is not in a position to have anything to bring to the table, that's what he's trying to say. I feel like if he's not in a position to bring anything to the table, then he shouldn't even have a woman at all. That's just a distraction at the end of the day.
When is enough?
Go ahead. Sorry.
When does a man think he's ready, or like what qualifies a man to bring something to the table? Like what is he bringing to the table at that point?
It's about his purpose. It's about his drive. Like,
because what you guys are speaking on, it sounds like you guys are wanting a girl or a woman to materialize you.
No. There's a difference between men feel love based off of respect. Men get respect based off their accomplishments. Women feel love based off their feelings. Men feel love based off respect, and they get that respect based off their status and their accomplishments. So at the end of the day, as a man, if you want to be highly respected amongst your peers and also women, you need to accomplish. You need to solve problems. I object, Your Honor.
What is the difference between men and women in that?
Can I go? Can I go? Don't women do the same?
That was my point. That was my point.
We established
that men do that as well.
But it's mostly in women, though.
But where did you get that from?
Where's the statistic?
Well, I think he's getting that from.
Or what do you have to back that up?
I think it's social media.
Because
social media.
But that's what most people live their life off of.
As well.
Of course, yeah. But I'm saying, like, when it comes to social
Oh,
media,
no.
It goes both ways.
No.
There's always women ain't ish,
no.
and then there's men ain't ish.
I
because
refuse.
people they're using, let alone not going to therapy because they're so used to being in the struggle of up here, not getting that help that they need, let alone deserve.
So how are you?
Yeah.
Exactly. So how are you getting that help? If you recognize that, right? I think a lot of the issues with, because I see it in my brother, I can speak from his. I can't speak from his perspective as a black man, but I see it with him. Like, we lost our father at a young age, so he doesn't know how to.
Sorry to hear that.
Really like figure out his emotions. He really just goes through the motions. You know what I'm saying? So like you recognizing that this is an issue in the black community. You yourself personally, how do you fix that? Like, what do you do?
I mean, I don't know about y'all or other. I was brought up, don't cry when I'm
Right,
young.
and
I'm a
that's
young
very
boy.
toxic.
I'm a kid. Don't
I mean,
cry.
that's
You look
majority of
frowned
men.
upon as you kid. If you
That's
crying,
majority black people.
Yeah. So no, but
Men mostly, 'cause
and as young black men, y'all got to get out the house. Y'all got to go. Like whatever y'all doing, y'all got to get out the house while the women in the house. But like at the same time, what the men outside that's supposed to help us lead the way. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't have that.
If you have not been raised to understand that's how life works, cause and effect, meaning if I can affect a cause and make it a positive effect, I am a valuable guy.
Yeah.
However, women tend to put pressure on men so much that they are willing to destroy themselves.
You know, you your own therapist, man. You don't need to go to therapy. They're gonna tell you what you should do.
No.
By you telling you gonna tell them what's going on with you, and guess what? They're gonna tell you the problem.
Yeah.
But you were telling them the problem.
Exactly, but
That's
they're
not how all
they're
therapy sessions
professionals
go.
though.
It's not.
They're professionals and they're giving you advice on what to do.
And what you choose to do next is your choice.
They can give you the
If you
keys to the
choose
Golden Gate.
You think so?
It's all about if you use them or not.
What if the keys to the Golden Gate are in your pocket? You just got to pull it out.
That's what the therapist says.
Yeah,
right there.
they help you pull it out.
And what's in your pocket? The money that you're giving the therapist in order to get them keys to the Golden Gate.
I don't care what our generation, we all in the same class. Nobody had that. Everybody was like, but you supposed to know where to go and know how to. But we didn't have those footsteps to follow. But everybody's saying you gotta have this strong back, and we've been having that strong backbone. So when it was gonna come to therapy, yes, that's what I'm saying. When it comes full circle, it's like, oh nah, I got it together. I'm gonna keep it composure. Meanwhile, we in the bathroom, you know what I'm saying, trying to, you know what I'm saying, keep our nose and, you know what I'm saying.
What's going on in the bathroom? Hold on.
This goes to my next
We
topic.
crying in the bathroom. What are you talking about?
I mean, it's kind of, just to piggyback off of him, it was the same thing. I just knew that I wasn't where I was supposed to be as a man, so I decided to just let go. And
That's
continue
respected,
to
though.
grow.
Right.
Like, I just wasn't where I was supposed to be. I mean, I just didn't have the realization of myself. I didn't have discipline. I didn't have what I needed to as a man. I couldn't provide. So at that point, I realized that as a man, I couldn't fulfill my duties in that relationship.
Can I
so
ask you
decided
how old
to
you
move
are?
forward. You said what?
How old
No.
are you?
I'm 23.
And you want to provide? Okay, some people do provide at 23, but you,
That's a rare case.
very rare case. But you didn't think you were ready because you couldn't provide at 23.
I mean, I'm not saying in the sense of providing financially or providing like a home or whatever. I'm talking in the sense of just emotionally. How can I provide for somebody else when I'm not even in a position to provide for myself? So I feel like at that point in my life, I wasn't in a position to even give somebody what I needed to spiritually or emotionally because I wasn't even in tune with myself.
Wait, wait, we gotta answer the question though. What is the difference between men and women's mental health? Like, that's the focus.
Okay.
So, me personally, I feel like when it comes to men's mental health, it revolves around how much they can provide for other people. When it's with women, it's how much or how we feel inside. Like, I feel shitty. I feel like I'm not accomplished or whatever. But it's like when it comes to men, it's like I can't provide for my family. I can't feed my wife, feed my kids.
feed
Like, I can't
myself.
provide for them. I think that's the difference, you know? So what do y'all think is the difference between men and women's? Like, what does mental health mean for men? What does mental health mean for women?
This is crazy.
My opinion is that I believe that women are better equipped with outlets and for them to be able to kind of express themselves and talk about things that may be weighing on them. Whereas men, they are kind of forced to be more, I guess, to hold those things in because you guys are supposed to be strong for us.
What
So you
outlets?
don't.
And I can
often
agree
don't
with you
get
with that one.
outlets that I think women have are other women to lean on,
Yeah.
men
Okay.
that they can pour into.
Yeah.
You said men?
Yeah, if I hypothetically had a boyfriend
Like a
and I
shoulder
had things
lean on.
going on, I would be able to come home and pour kind of onto
that.
him. Whereas
I
I
can
think
agree
a
to that.
man doesn't think that that's really his place to kind of pour onto his woman because you're supposed to be able to hold hers as well as hold your own.
I mean, like, ultimately, I feel like if I took the accountability to know that I wasn't where I was supposed to be, that's showing the ultimate respect for her at the end of the day.
Respectfully.
Okay.
At the end of the day, like, it's you could communicate again. going back to
But yeah, a
my
woman is only gonna
intentions.
see what,
Exactly what she
only
wants
gonna
to
see what she
see.
wants to see. A whole thing.
If I'm
yeah.
telling you clear as day, listen, I can't provide right now because I'm an entrepreneur. My income has slowed down, and I can't go out here and go do these things.
But you can't come
mentally.
spend time with me?
Hold on,
You can't
mentally.
come be with me. Like,
hold
just
on.
come be with me. Like, I'm not asking
See, but
you
that's
for much.
that's
Just
the
come
part.
be
Where,
with me.
that's the part where emotional
We
intelligence.
can do free thing. Like,
that's-
I don't know. Just come be with me. Like, I
This
just
is the
wanna be
part where
around
emotion,
you.
feel like
you're
it's
being
more than
selfish.
that, though.
You're being selfish. This is the part where emotional intelligence come into play because as a man, you are a provider. That takes a toll on a man when he can't provide.
That's
So
a
if
fact.
he's telling you right now, I cannot provide, that man is not mentally stable enough to provide for you emotionally what you looking for. But
He need tunnel
women
vision at
tend
that
to be like, fuck that.
Fuck that.
Come holler at me,
Right.
be with me, lay up under me,
And the
and
person-
person you know you're good. No, I'm not good because I'm still trying to solve this problem while I'm sitting here cuffed up with you and you sit here trying to hold me down and I'm like, no, I need to solve this problem.
And I feel like if a man does fall under that trap, I feel like ultimately he's not a man because he doesn't
weak.
understand. Yeah, he's a weak man because he doesn't understand where he's at. So I feel like ultimately, like he shouldn't fall into that because that's not gonna lead into a good situation anyway.
I'm glad you brought that up. So that's the thing that comes within relationships. A lot of the women, they kind of put on, oh, I had a bad day at work, I had a bad day at work. And y'all expect the men to listen. But if they tell you, well, maybe you were wrong in this situation, it was, why do you think that?
That's not all women, because I know.
Oh, no, I
there's
didn't
some
say it was all
people-
women. I didn't say it was all women.
Most
I
women.
didn't say most either. You said your words.
I know I've
But-
been guilty. I know I've been guilty of being in a relationship with a man and not letting him express things that were wrong with him. Like it would be like the
Exactly.
relationship would be over, and he'd be like, "Well, you never let me talk about," or
But
whenever
that's
I
what I
try to
mean.
bring
But
such
is
and
that
such to
wrong?
you always just shut me down.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that it's wrong at all. I just said I was guilty of that.
I'm saying, but is that wrong though?
It is very wrong, and I think that as women we should, and not just like a man, you know, because I think that for every woman there is that one man where they like genuinely want to be that safe space for him. But I think like with every man that you encounter, whether you all are intimate or friends, whatever, you allow yourself to kind of be an ear to listen because you know like
Yeah,
y'all
because I'm
care
not gonna
a lot.
force you to make me your safe space. Like, I'm letting you know that I'm here for you. It's your choice to let me know what's going on with you.
And you don't have to be strong all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's that communication, for sure.
So
And not make you feel like you're weak because of
is
it.
it okay for us to disagree to agree on this question?
It's okay for us to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
I don't think mental health has a gender. I don't think it's no difference, honestly.
Okay, but like, describe a situation where.
So, a situation for me would be, like I said, my dad passed away. My brother internalized that differently from what I did, but we all went through the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we grew up in the same household, but the outcomes are completely different. You know what I'm saying? I went and I did what I wanted to do, did what I needed to do for school. I didn't use his death as an excuse to do any type of wrong. He went and he, you know, was just expressing his feelings and emotions through, you know, acts of violence, getting into it with the wrong crowd, not really talking about it. I think I recognize my mental health and I talk. That's how I do. I don't care who it is. If I'm talking to Charlie, if I'm talking to Madison, I'm talking about it. So that's how I'm literally getting through it. But I think the difference is men don't like to talk.
I think that I agree with you. However, I think when it comes to emotions and also spirituality and just communication skills, period, a lot of people tend to not have those, even when they think that they have those, because their parents didn't set you up to have those. So you have to intentionally learn how to properly communicate.
You gotta give yourself
If you
that.
do not know how to communicate, you'll never have the relationship that you desire to have.
Male and woman.
So they keep it like bottled inside, and it's just until it's like a breaking point, and they don't know how to handle it. It comes out. You know, does that make sense to y'all?
It does. It does. What I'm gonna say is, Charlie, you mind if I reword the question a little bit because we've gone 3 different directions with the same question. But how do you deal with someone with emotional baggage? That's my question. You know what I'm saying? Because people come into relationships and they have baggage, and a lot of times it's emotional baggage that they've never addressed. You know what I'm saying? I'll give an example. You hop into a relationship. Last person you was with maybe traumatized you or made you feel like you got triggers now. So how do you deal with that? Do you deal with it or do you leave?
That's for you to decide. Do you want to deal with it? Do you not want to deal with it? Can't ask nobody else.
Yeah, and I don't think you should put that pressure on a person either.
And
You know what I'm saying?
it also plays a part in like what stage in life you are at too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you at a stage where you can put up with somebody and you got the patience for it, or it's like, you know what?
Because ultimately you don't have to.
No, you don't
Yeah,
have
you
to.
don't have to at
It's
all.
a choice.
You don't
It's
owe
always
nobody.
a choice. You always got a choice in the situation. And with those situations, you have to know what you're willing to accept and not accept. You know what I'm saying? If somebody comes at you and they pouring out onto you, I feel as though when you hop in a relationship, you should be ready to pour those things out and heal from those things. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to heal. If someone is not willing to heal, not willing to address the situations, I'm going to speak on the conversation we had outside. You know what I'm saying? He was more healing through that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be willing to have those conversations and open up, or else you're going to just be dealing with not the real person. You're just going to be dealing with the mask that they put on.
And then next thing you know, he's become susceptible to these women belittling him because you lazy, you not doing this, you not doing that. It's a double-edged sword. If I'm a man who chooses to sacrifice this relationship because I want to be successful, then next thing you know, I'm considered not being considerate or not communicating. Mm-hmm. If I'm a man who chooses to lay up with you, next thing you know, now I'm boring. Now I'm weak. Now I'm not providing. What is it? This is why the suicide rate is as high as it is.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Y'all choose not to. Women choose not to understand men, but men are literally emotionally connected to who they are, and they tend to talk through. However, most women tend to not listen because it's not going their way.
And that goes back to the question: what's the difference? I think men, they care about a lot of people's feelings and how people would view them if they're open with their emotions and more sensitive.
Cause that's all we got. All we got is our image.
Right.
That's it. As a black man, all we have is our image. Black women, y'all have the role that you have the legacy. Like,
Elaborate.
Yeah, we know y'all can go do better. But as black men, it's a known portrait. Like, wherever you are at right then, that's where you're gonna always be at for life.
No,
And it's like,
that's
we
what
ain't
you
talking about-
believe. That's
right,
what
but we
you
ain't talking
accepted.
about
That's
the
not
past.
it.
No,
That's what I was saying earlier. A lot of, I don't mean to like put this on women, but a lot of women can define what a toxic man is, but
Correct.
they can't define like what a ideal high value man is.
And they
So
want
it's
them
like-
to talk to them like some hoes. Talk to me correct. It's based off your delivery. You're saying this too hard. You're saying this too aggressive. I'm a man. I'm gonna sit here and say however I'm gonna say it to you. But at least I'm not. If I'm not calling out your name, but I'm being stern, I'm a man about it.
That's a fact.
no, teach me. No, come on.
So we ain't talking about the
listening.
past. If I'm understanding correctly, if you recognize that there's an issue mentally, right?
Mm-hmm.
You saying there was no way for me to, or no footsteps for me to follow. How do you change that moving forward for yourself and for whoever else is coming behind you or whoever else you encounter?
Right.
What's going to be different about that? Because we can't keep saying we ain't got nobody to follow.
Yes,
Be
you
that
do.
person.
You gotta be the
You
you gotta
do
be the
have
role
people
you
to
gotta be the
follow.
role model. You can't just follow behind what you see, because a lot of the time you could have your peoples could have been off drugs or whatever the case may be.
And
You gonna
that's what I'm
follow that?
saying. And
You gonna
that's-
follow that?
and
You
that's
you
what I'm
need to
saying.
be the
Like,
example.
you
You
have
need
to be- you have to go out and be
if you're too
proactive.
impressionable, you have to find a role model. Find someone
Mm-hmm.
you want to look up to. Find someone that you want to be like. You don't have to be exactly like them, but I'm saying.
Right.
But nah, whole time, how y'all feel, man? How y'all feel from a scale 1 to 10 right now, just personally? How y'all feel?
I'll give it a 10. There were a lot of new faces today, and I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I feel like we got a lot of perspectives we haven't been getting for these past few weeks, and I don't know, I enjoy listening to everyone. And the dynamic was different because we weren't together at all.
Facts.
And I enjoyed being away from y'all for a day.
Oh,
Girl.
Don't do too much.
Really? Okay.
Man.
How you feel, brother? How you feel, man?
You feel me? I'm a solid 10. They said 10. I'm a 10
Yeah.
for sure. I think the dynamic was very different. I see no podcast because I'm on every other podcast head having 2-on-2s, meaning 2 guys, 2 girls, and we battling that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody put in their perspective, and we had people very broad perspective. You know what I'm saying? So y'all comment and let us know what y'all think. Comment.
Make sure y'all do that.
Don't text nobody. Comment under there so we can get some feedback, and then we can kind of like, engage back into y'all on the pod. You know what I'm saying?
Follow us.
We can't grow without the feedback.
You feel me?
Yeah. I definitely feel a 10.
Head ass.
Shit, maybe. Shit, maybe a damn.
Why you'll feel a chance, shorty?
Maybe 10.5. Maybe 10.5, but nah.
10.5.
I definitely feel up the scale though. But nah, like I really enjoy like just getting everybody perspectives about everything and just, man, sit back, but also, you know, I got out of my little comfort zone too. You know what I mean? Just talking this and that. But
respectfully, I want to put on camera that one thing about us, we have all communicated how we can be better. Yeah. And I think that that's a good thing to show that instead of just quitting, we challenge each other and grow.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Elevation. We only going up.
We got to get better.
Yeah.
And it's up from here.
Yeah.
I had to pull Chan ass out.
When? Yeah. I don't remember that.
Whatever. You need
But yeah. Basically, there y'all have it.
First of all, I didn't finish the question.
Oh, shit.
Y'all
Okay.
didn't. Not too much.
Do your thing.
I feel good. How you feel about the podcast, Coco? I feel good. I feel great. What can I say? I can say that I felt the best part was the different age groups. There are people from 21 up until 31. So you were having different age groups speaking about their experiences and their opinions. So that's, you know, the best part of it for me.
Yeah.
And just different energies. I don't know most of these people, so it was great.
It was nice meeting a lot.
Yeah.
Energy is definitely real.
For sure.
Yeah, I know that.
Shout out to B-Box. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shout out to
B-Box for
Sponsor
sure.
us.
Hey, B-Box.
So
Y'all got us right.
nasty.
Y'all got us right.
B-Box that thing.
What did you?
What you
Be
say?
quiet. I just
Cut that out.
No.
Here we go again.
No.
Hey, here we go
That
again.
one is. What you?
Nothing.
Hey.
Anywho, go ahead and close
Yeah,
it up, bro.
hey. We are your hosts, Road to Soulace. Like I said, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Hey, y'all see us again. Stay
Y'all
tuned.
know what it is, man. Together we stand, divided we fall. This is real peace time. Fuck the middleman. You feel me? We gonna holler.
Not too much.
I like that.
I just wanna take my time.